It's a massive operation. 3,500 tonnes of tomatoes are going through the Kagome processing plant at Echuca every 24 hours. It's round the clock, 7 days a week during harvest, and Australia's largest tomato processing company is expecting a record season.
We're going to harvest 220,000 tonnes this year, which is our biggest harvest ever, and the processing plant will process 200,000 tonnes.
The tomato crops are plucked from the ground by huge harvesters and are then taken by truck to the factory.
When the trucks come over the weighbridge, we now have an RFID system on all our bins so we can track and trace which variety from which field. Then the bin is deposited at the hill where we wash out the tomatoes through the process, and then those tomatoes make their way into the evaporators that you see behind me, where they're basically the water is evaporated off. And then that then goes into the filling room, and in the filling room we've got automation in terms of filling for the customer the orders, whether it's a 250 litre bag or a 1,500 litre bag.
Not to jinx it, but growing conditions have been ideal, so Kagome Chief John Brady is hoping that the hot, dry weather lingers for the rest of harvest.
If it rains during the growing period from October through to the beginning of January or middle of January, it brings weeds. If it rains between January and April, it means that our harvesters can't get on the land, and therefore it delays the harvest, just like happened last year, where we only took 80% of the crop off the field, and the previous year where we only got 30% of the crop off the field.
The fruit is going to some heavy-hitting clients, including Mars, Unilever and SPC Ardmona. Kagome Australia is aiming to double in size in coming years, a bold plan given the tough times that Australian food manufacturing has been going through of late. But John Brady says remaining competitive in a global marketplace is all about scale and technology.
So we're putting a lot of new technology into the process, both in the field and in the factory, as well as building scale allows us to deliver our customers a lower price so they can be competitive in the marketplace. The current Australian market is growing at about 3% a year, and what we're not supplying is actually coming through from imports, mainly out of China, Italy or the USA. As we become more globally competitive with price, we'll be able to compete with those markets and not allow the current customer base to have to order from those countries.
That cause hasn't been helped by adverse weather in previous years, a problem which the company is seeking to address.
We're in the business now of finding alternative sites so that we will be able to guarantee supply from Australia.
It won't be long before this lot of homegrown tomatoes winds up in a tin or sachet sitting on our supermarket shelves. And John says this reinforces the importance of buying local.
Australian product tastes better than the imported product. We tune our tomato varieties so that they meet the Australian taste requirement. Also, we can be much more specific with our specifications. Other countries that are supplying into Australia have a very broad specification and therefore don't meet the particular needs of the customers in this marketplace, which we can.